Hey, what's up, guys? It's almost 9 o'clock. I almost didn't stream today, but so I didn't know what to stream about. I also have had all day, and now now I know what I want to say. So I'm calling this It's Just a Number. I'm reading this book by Steve Chandler called Wealth Warrior. I want to read two passages from this that really impacted me. One of them is this quote from Werner Erhard, um, who I've been inspired by for a while. This was new to me. I'd never heard this before. It is important that you get clear for yourself that your only access to impacting life is action. The world doesn't care how committed you are, how you feel, or what you think. And certainly it has no interest in what you want and don't want. Take a look at life as it is lived and see for yourself that the world only moves for you when you act. That quote is humbling and beautiful and terrifying and magnificent and simplifying all at once. The only access to impacting life is action. It's very real, very true. So that quote's moved me a whole lot. And now I'm going to read from the chapter I just finished because this was really inspiring. And I'm calling it It's Just a Number. He was talking about money, and while I was reading it, I felt the connection with money. I also realized I've gotten way more comfortable giving my phone number to girls or asking them for their phone number. And he's just talking about the emotional weight people have with their prices for the things they sell. It's just a number. And I've realized I've conquered that in a big way when I go ask a girl for a phone number. It's just a number. They don't have to give it to me, whatever. So I didn't exactly figure out where I wanted to start. Okay, so he's talking about, he was leading this seminar, and it was for people to be fearless with money. Financially fearless is what he was teaching. So let me just start reading right here. We were holding our seminar at a nice resort in Scottsdale, Arizona. Our people loved their break time because they could go out by the pool and relax in their rooms or sit in the spacious lobby. But this would be the break from hell. We have an exercise for you, said Michael to the room full of people whose pens were poised to take down more information. For the next hour, we want you to make money. We want you to go out of this room and make as much money as you can for the full 60 minutes. And when you come back, you will report to the room how much you made. I could see the fear and nervous anxiety in the faces of the people in the room. This was not what they had signed up for. Can we use our phones? One person asked. Of course, said Michael. No rules or restrictions. Your only job is to make money during this hour. Use any means you can think of. Phones, laptops, whatever. More nervous questions came up, and after we answered them all, we released the people into the outside world. This would be transformation, or it would be nothing. For days, our people had been in a workshop atmosphere, asking questions and taking notes, but now they had to take action. Michael and I talked to each other while they went out of the room. Most of the people in our course were frustrated around money. They were afraid to charge what they were worth. They were afraid to initiate sales conversations. Our theme was that money was not oxygen. Money was just a means of exchanging value. It was just a number, a code you enter to get inside the gate. And once you become fearless, through practice combined with enlightenment, the fee you charge no longer has an emotional component. It doesn't scare you. It's not unkind or unfair to the other person because they don't have to pay it. It's just a number. Our students were there to learn to speak their fee as if it were a phone number. When they gave out their phone number, they didn't have sweaty palms or shortness of breath or a quavering, trembling voice. It was just a number. And their fee for service is just a number too, like a passcode. This is the number you need to use to get access to my biocomputer. No emotion around that. No fear. Part of the transformational work we do with clients whenever they increase their fees is to have them say their new fee 1,000 times in the car, in the shower, so that it loses all meaning. When you repeat any word over and over again, it loses meaning. Money is just a way to exchange service and value with someone. There is no need to weigh the money's number down with a dozen scary stories. Michael and I kept teaching. Don't give meaning to the money. Give meaning to the service that produces the money. And how did our brave people do in their hour of making money? Read on and I'll tell you. I didn't even read on yet. I'm sure they did great. But I was just really moved by that. This is from the book I'm reading called Wealth Warrior. And I want to read the Werner Erhard quote from the book again because I'm going to memorize it. I have to. It's just really sticking to me hard. It is important that you get clear for yourself that your only access to impacting life is action. The world does not care what you intend, how committed you are, how you feel, or what you think. And certainly it has no interest in what you want and don't want. Take a look at life as it is lived and see for yourself that the world only moves for you when you act. Wow, very inspired by this book. And yeah, numbers are just numbers. Your rate for services is just a number. There's no emotion behind it. Well, I should say there's no implicit or inherent emotion behind it. But I see that I approach it with an emotion all the time, or I'm scared to say the number because I'm scared I'm going to say the wrong number. The only wrong number, I suppose, would be a number that leaves me unsatisfied, where I didn't agree to it, where I was dishonest with myself. Basically, I said, if I say here's what I charge, but then I'm not happy to actually accept the work. Yeah, it's just a number, and this is not about dating. Well, I was making a joke about like a creepy guy dating like a teenager. Age is just a number. No. But numbers don't have any implicit emotion tied to them. Even like maybe if you're whatever age I've known people who feel like they're too old. It's like your age, in that sense, is just a number. There's no meaning to how you should feel about your life based off that. And yeah, the price you charge is just a number, and it's not that important. What's important is the value you give. So just feeling inspired by this book and wanted to share that. Have a great